A warm welcome to all of you for Mumbai Speakers 47 Club meeting. I will start the day with the mission statement of Mumbai Speakers Toastmaster Club. That is, we provide a supportive and learning positive experience in which members are empowered to develop leadership and communication skills, leading to better personal growth and self-confidence. There are 3 ground rules that has to adhere during the Toastmasters meeting. First one is that please switch off your mobile or silent your mobile. The second is please refrain yourself while discussing these 3 topics. First one is the sex, second is the religion, and third is politics. The last one is please do not cross talk during the meeting. As we are going for a virtual meeting, we have to follow some guidelines regarding the Zoom meeting. First one is that please rename yourself like role_name. If you haven't participated in Toastmaster_name, and if you are guest, then guest_name. Please do not post anything in the chat box while the speaker or role player are doing their role. Please do not click on the share screen unless your role or speech required to do so. For the applause and appreciation, you can click on the reaction button, which is shown in the bottom of your Zoom app or browser. For applause, you can clap on these videos, or you can click on the clap option in the reaction button. You can connect with me or Zoom Masters after today's meeting for any technical glitch. The meeting is being recorded. If you have any revision or issues, you can call me. We will pause the meeting, we will pause the videos, and you can start. I would request all the speakers and role players to do a quick audio and video check before their speech, and also confirm whether they are able to see the timer's card or not before starting their speeches. Now I would like to call one of the prominent members as well as president of our club. She is a humble mentor as well as leader of our club. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha ma'am, as presiding officer of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash, for that wonderful introduction. And let me make it very clear, in Toastmasters, we don't have madam and sirs, we just have Toastmasters. So thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. And today is a beautiful day. It's the beginning of spring from yesterday. So it's an augmenting of a new season. We are welcoming it with open arms. The other unfortunate event which happened today morning was obviously, which probably brought a shiver through my spine and through my musical part of myself, which is the passing away of a musical doyen like Srimati Lata Mangeshkar ji, who was considered to be a nightingale of India for very, very right reasons. And it's all about how much we revere music. And she was definitely a goddess of music for many, many people in our lives. So I would just like to spend about 30 seconds, if we all can just close our eyes and just remember her soul and her music and how much she has added that part of entertainment and nostalgia to our lives. Can we just have 30 seconds silence, please? Thank you. Well, thank you so much. May her soul rest in peace. And yes, I'm sure all of us agree that she has touched our lives in many ways across generations, and her music and her voice will always remain alive for many more generations to come. With that, let me start with the proceedings of the meeting today. We have a very exciting theme, also by the trend that we want to create to try and make a TMoD theme a little different. But before that, we have a small formality which we need to complete as a part of being a part of the Toastmasters Club. Now, this is the oath taking. Now, why is oath taking so important? Because we all owe an allegiance to the group or the tribe that we belong to. And here we are talking about Toastmasters International. So with that in mind, we will be spending some time on the installation or the induction part of the ceremony, which is very important. And I hope most of the people who were on the list are here today. We will be going to that in a second. But before that, I think we have some few guests amidst us. So I would like to first invite them. Warm welcome to the guests to our Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters meeting. I would like to hear from you what really brought you here and something about yourself. So let's start with guest Rishabh. Rishabh, would you like to share something about yourself and what brought you here?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rishabh Didwania, and I'm working as a sales executive. And I've been, born and brought up in Mumbai. So I love this city. And as far as joining Toastmasters, my sole aim is to, become a very good public speaker. As I spoke to Mr. Raghav, I got the sense that this is the perfect place for me.
Excellent, Rishabh. Absolutely. I think it's the right place of like-minded people when we have all common goals. So we all work towards the same and we achieve our respective success. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next guest on the panel here. We have Pragati. Pragati, would you like to share something about yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Pragati Singh. I'm from Mumbai. Right now I'm doing my study and I'm preparing myself for cabin crew. That's the reason I am here to improve my communication skills. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Welcome, Pragati, and I hope you enjoy the meeting today. Moving on to the next guest who's amidst us is guest Siddhi. Siddhi, would you like to share something about yourself?
Hi all. This is Siddhi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. So I've been working as a software developer for past 5 years, and so I was referred by a friend. Like he joined this club last week maybe, and then he's really good with the communication skills. So it's like I have faced issues while communicating while comprehending certain ideas during my work, in my professional work. So that's the reason that's my aim to join this club.
Yes, collecting your thoughts to convey a message, a part of public speaking. So welcome, Siddhi, to the meeting. I also have Munish Gupta. Hi, Munish.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, hi. Hi, Manish. Yes, that's a familiar face.
I would love to attend Toastmaster meeting with you. I attended earlier also. Toastmaster is the best platform where we can hone up our public speaking skills. Sitting in my comfort zone in my room, I'm going to rub shoulder with you and I'm going to learn something from you today. Thank you.
Welcome, Manish. Welcome, Manish, to the club. So, without much ado, let me get on to the proceedings of today. And for conducting this particular event, we have amidst us our MSTC is Bhishma Pitamaha. Can I call you? I don't know if you would like that title, but the person who is going to actually induct all the students into the school of Toastmasters. Who else more apt than our most beloved Toastmaster Babu Narayan? Please welcome Toastmaster Babu Narayan. Babu sir, the stage is all yours. I'm here to assist in any manner.
Thank you, Toastmaster, Madam President, and for your wonderful words. The only response that I would give when you called me by that exalted name is that uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So I'd rather be a little wary of putting all those titles and crowns on my head, at least for now. But nonetheless, thanks a lot for that very warm welcome this morning. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Our session today started on a very solemn note, and rightly so, because we've lost a beloved, I would say, mother to some, daughter to some, but more than anything else, an icon for generations to come. And I think the only way that all of us here can perhaps pay a tribute to the memory of this great singer is to have a wonderful session this morning and to say that, yes, come what may, the show will always go on. So on that note, let me begin with the business proceedings for this morning. Let me begin by saying that all of us have taken oaths and pledges at some time or the other in our lives. Children have done so in front of their parents, to behave themselves perhaps, to study well, to get good grades. Sometimes even husbands, many husbands here would have sworn to their wives that they would behave well for all times to come. And yes, there are some of us who have also sworn before the judges in court. But let me tell you that it's not going to be as difficult as that, because today's ceremony is going to be rather simple. But let me tell you that this is in the true Toastmaster spirit and tradition that we have an induction ceremony. And in this induction ceremony, we would be welcoming all our new members to what I may call the Hall of Fame of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. So with that introduction, let me begin the ceremony for this morning. So fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, it is our duty and privilege to induct 7 new members. I hope all the 7 are there, into Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion, both for these new members and for Mumbai speakers. These individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership skills. And we now have an opportunity to help them learn, to grow, and to achieve. Now, allow me to call out the names of our new members who will be inducted at this morning's session. Toastmaster Alvin De Silva, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta, Toastmaster Ajay Sharma. Yes, can we have the videos switched on? Toastmaster Mehek Sheikh, Toastmaster Raghav Gautam, Toastmaster Shama Manikan, and Toastmaster Urmila Gaude. Now, in case there is a new member whose name I have not taken, please do let me know.
Mugda is also here.
Pardon? Mugda.
Toastmaster
Okay.
Mugda.
Oh, Mukta is here. Okay.
Okay. So, yes, Toastmaster Mugda Agarwal, you are also on for the induction ceremony.
Urmila as well.
Urmila, yes, I have taken her name. So, okay, now I would request all members to withhold the applause till the entire ceremony is complete. Now, I request all the new members to come forward, in this case, to be visible. You are joining a worldwide organization that has helped nearly 3 million members. Number, of course, subject to small corrections. I don't know whether this is the number as of now, but yes, we can take it as 3 million people who have joined Toastmasters to learn to communicate more effectively. As members of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in the spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Now, may we have the spotlight on our Vice President Education. I have a few questions for him. Have these new members been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and goals with the club? Let me finish. You can answer yes or no at the end. Have they been told how the Toastmasters program works and informed of the many benefits that they will receive, as well as the obligations of membership? And lastly, have they been provided with a mentor? Toastmaster D.
Yes, they have.
Thank you so much for that affirmative response. I now request the kind attention of all the mentors of these new members. So mentors, can I have your ears? As experienced Toastmasters, you have been asked to help these new members to get off to a good start. Do you accept this responsibility? And do you pledge to share your knowledge and your experience with our new members so that they can immediately begin to derive all the benefits from their Toastmasters membership? Can I have a response from all the mentors in maybe one voice?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Thank you so much. And now, once again, to all our new members, may I have your attention? Membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many, many rewards. Yet, it also places certain obligations upon you. Now, we are a group of people brought together to do things which we cannot all accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and to improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment. I think the key word here is enjoyment and fun. This means that you must work diligently towards your own self-development, which also involves evaluating other speeches in a spirit of support and sharing, assisting the club in achieving its goals, of which we have been talking about over the last few sessions, and maintain a positive intent. We ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourselves to personal growth, to share this gift with your fellow members, and to help keep Mumbai Toastmasters Club, Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club, strong and dynamic in times to come. Now, please affirm your membership by repeating the following words after me. I, you can tell your name.
Alvin.
I,
Can I hear your names?
Hi, Vishal.
Yes.
Urmila.
Yeah.
Ajay.
Okay.
Mehek.
Right. Mugda. Shama.
Akash.
Okay. Fine. So I, in the presence of my fellow members of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligations, and I will be reading out a few responsibilities, and I might even ask you some question later on to check if you have been listening well. Just joking. Okay. To make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment. Second, to apply myself to the requirements outlined in the Toastmasters educational program. 3, to regularly and fully participate in club activities. 4th, to evaluate others in a positive and a constructive manner. 5th, to build open and friendly relationships with fellow members. And last but not the least, it would also be one of your responsibilities to bring in new members like you have joined here into the club so that they can also benefit from Toastmasters. Now, this is to all the club members here, to everyone. Would all club members and mentors repeat the club pledge to its new members? You can repeat after me. I will break it up. We, the members of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. Can you repeat?
We the members
of Mumbai
Mumbai
Speakers
Speakers Toastmasters Club.
Pledge to support you
Pledge to support you
in your quest for self-development,
In your
in your
quest
quest to self-development,
to provide you with positive and helpful evaluations,
provide you with positive and helpful evaluations,
to maintain a friendly and supportive atmosphere,
to maintain a friendly and supportive atmosphere,
to give you opportunities to help others,
to give you opportunities to help others,
and to make your Toastmasters membership
and to make your Toastmasters membership
rewarding and fulfilling experience.
rewarding and fulfilling experience.
Now, normally we would have exchanged some pins and certificates in the offline platform, but I'm sure the president will probably try and do that sometime very soon in the future when we all get to meet each other face to face. But short of that, your induction is almost complete. And I would now request all the members here to put your hands together and give a thunderous round of applause to all these future stalwarts of Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. Welcome to Alvin, Vishal, Ajay, Mehek, Raghav, Shama, Urmila, Mugda, and the others whom we will soon induct when we have them in the next few sessions. So welcome once again, and we do hope from the bottom of our heart that you have a very fulfilling and a rewarding journey with Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. And with that, I hand over the dais, the podium, and the platform back to our presiding officer. Can I give it back to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you,
Welcome.
everybody, and welcome to the Toastmasters fraternity. Enjoy your journey, and I'm sure you'll have loads of fun. Thank you. Thank you, Babu, sir, for that seamless induction, which I think you do it by second nature. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Let's move on to the proceedings of the meeting now. And it's my pleasure to introduce today's Toastmaster of the day. He is into Toastmasters only for 4 months, but I think all of us here in the group will agree the growth and the changes that he's already brought about in his journey is amazing. And he's always a person who's ready to take up roles, ready to participate in the club and even outside. And he is surely a very calm, observant, and a person who brings a different uh, atmosphere or a mood to whatever he speaks. He's basically a person with a technical background, an IT professional in a research and an advisory company over 10 years. And when I asked him, what about your hobbies and dreams? He said that I am in a technical background profession, but sometimes I feel I should be something else. I will share this little surprise in the meeting. So let's wait for that. My dream is to be able to travel as much as possible, and I'm desperately waiting for the pandemic to end so that I can again start my wanderlust. Great. So let us all put our hands together and welcome today's Toastmaster of the day to take us through the meeting through a very unique theme. Toastmaster Vishal Mehta.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer, Madam Toastmaster Sudha.
Welcome. The stage is all yours.
Thank you. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Hope everyone is having a really nice weekend. Today, I promise you, we are going to have a really fun, exciting, and a really interactive meeting. However, before we start, I would like to ask everyone a question. And I know sometimes while speaking, we might overlap into our voices. So it would be beneficial if you could just quickly type in the chat window. When you first hear the word art, what is the thing that actually comes into your mind? Can we have some quick answers to that one in the chat? Okay, I can see someone saying paintings, imagination, passion, perspective, Da Vinci, Mona Lisa, drawing. Wow, that's some really, really interesting creativity. Nice one. Awesome. So looks like I'm not pretty much off from that track, because the first few things that came into my mind was the same things like imagination, expression, creativity. But last but not the least, it would be painting as well, right? Which actually goes back to our childhood days. I do remember the first time when I had the pencil in my hand and how I would just scribble something into the drawing pad. And that would probably be the beginning of each and every one of us becoming a bit of painters in our lives as well. And I feel that, painting is also one of the things that is the most expressive things that you can actually bring out of what's going on inside of us. I remember this movie I saw a while back. Some of you might have already seen this as well, Tare Zameen Par, wherein we had this amazing guy, Darshil. He had a bit of some challenges, but the way he was so expressive with his art, and he really won everyone's heart with his painting, which was just so expressive of what he thought within himself, which it would have never come out otherwise if he would not be having such amazing ideas, like, any other ways to express these amazing ideas. So, and then after that, as we grow up, from pencil, we move on to crayons. I'm sure you must be remembering the first time when you got your hands onto the crayons, wherein instead of just a black and white pencil, you can actually put colors into that magical drawing book that you have. So that's something which I remember very dearly when I was about I think 6 years old, when I got my first set of felt pens. I'm not sure if you remember from school days, I had this set of 24 felt pens with so many different colors, and putting all those colors into drawing, it just added a whole new dimension into this world of painting. So yes, having said that, I think you might be getting a bit of indication where we are heading. You guys might have wondered, what is this thing, Pictionary, that we have? So let me demonstrate this to you. So today we are going to be playing this wonderful game called Pictionary, wherein I, your Toastmaster of the day, would be giving some of the role players an object basically that you will have to draw out, and the others can actually just type in the chat window what that object could be. So to give you a quick demonstration of that, I would just quickly share my screen. So I believe in this meeting, everyone has the sharing rights. So you can just go and click on the sharing icon, and there's a option of whiteboard. So using the whiteboard, you can actually use your mouse or the cursor to do a bit of painting. But I promise you, I haven't picked up extremely difficult objects for you to paint. So it would be fairly easy and fun. And also you can add a bit of your flavor while you're doing the painting as well to add a bit of a unique touch. So let me quickly take a grab of the whiteboard and show you how it actually works. So let me know when you can see my whiteboard.
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So, okay, this was I was just experimenting with Deep earlier, so I'll just remove this. Right. So basically, you guys can just take the pencil, draw, and let's say I'm trying to draw an object, and you guys will have to guess what it is. So.
Vishal, you might have to present once again. I think there is a technical glitch. We just see a white strip.
Oh, okay. Let me stop present. Can you see now? Oh,
No. I'll stop sharing. Now you can start sharing once again.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So, no, like you guys, I think we'll give everyone about 30 seconds or so to sketch what the first thing that comes into my mind, into their mind when I share the word with them on a one-to-one chat. So if anyone can take a guess at what this object may look like. Do we have people on chat? Let me quickly check.
Bumblebee, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hang on.
Wow, people are becoming very creative.
Just bear with me, guys. I'm facing some issues. So let me stop sharing my screen now. Maybe I will be getting other options as well. So, oh, wow. Yeah, I can see a lot of interesting things. A dragonfly, an old TV set, a robot, mosquito, alien. Wow. Jet, Ant-Man, mosquitoes. That's pretty creative. So I think you guys are getting the gist of it, and looks like we are just going to have a lot more fun when we do this round. All right, so I guess we will probably get started since we are already slightly behind schedule. And however, before we do that, I would like to introduce our tag team. So the first one, we have our timer, that will be a Toastmaster Joy. So Toastmaster Joy, I will be sharing the object name with you on a one-to-one chat. So if you could bring up your whiteboard, and then we can see some of your drawing skills as well. Toastmaster Joy, if you can confirm, you can see the word, the object.
I can, yes, and I'm sharing
Okay.
my whiteboard.
All right.
So not very good with my drawing skills. So if this turns out a little graphic, or if it gives you some weird ideas, I am not to be blamed, okay?
Okay.
It could be the
Whiteboard.
next masterpiece.
Okay, I'm adding a little twist to the picture. Usually you will see this upside down.
Oh yes, we do have some people typing in. So we have a bulb, a grenade. Interesting. And what an idea, Sarji. Wow, one person has said, sir, idea. Orange. Nice. That's pretty creative. All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joy. You may stop sharing your screen, and if you could just let us know the guidelines for your role. Over to you.
Thank you, TMoD, Vishal. Good morning, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, my duty is to time prepared speeches, table topics, and the speech evaluations during this meeting. And I will be sharing my timer screen for all the speeches and evaluations today. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Give me a shout if you guys can see my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So we have two prepared speeches today. Both Toastmaster Shama and Raghav will get 5 to 7 minutes each. So you will see the screen go green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. Table topic speakers get 2 minutes each. Your screen will go green at 1, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2 minutes. And our speech evaluators get 3 minutes each. So yeah, pretty much the same. So 2, 2.5, and then 3, okay? All speakers have 30 seconds grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed to end the speech in order to qualify for the best prepared speech poll, okay? Similarly, table topic speakers, they get additional 30 seconds grace, but on the higher side only. I will report the qualifying times when called for. Over to you, TMoD Vishal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joy, for that elaborate explanation of the timing guidelines. The next role is that of the R counter. For that, we have Toastmaster Deep, who will be doing that role. And for Toastmaster Deep, if he can share the whiteboard, in the meantime, I will share the word with him on a one-to-one chat.
Okay.
So Toastmaster Deep, you have about 30 seconds to express. And can we have TV? Okay. Someone saying a TV, a computer, computer, monitor. Ah, now people are looking at the pointers. So laptop and mouse, life controller. That's interesting. Mouse, such is life. Awesome. So we have some really great comments. So thanks everyone. And Toastmaster Deep, you may stop sharing your screen. And if you could just let us know on the R counter guidelines, please.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal, and a very good morning to one and all present here. All of us have different perspectives to look at lives, as we will be able to show today, I'm sure, with our TMoD by drawing. But when we are speaking and communicating, a lot of times we use words or sounds that might distort the picture that the listener has in their heads. And these are called the crutch words, filler phrases, and sounds. For an instance, if you are listening to a story and there comes, it just distorts the picture in your head. And if you listen to words like, it distorts the picture. So as a part of my role today, what I'll be doing is I'll be keeping track of all these crutch words, filler sounds, and filler phrases. And I will be reporting them at the end of this meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deep. That was a very expressive way of giving the guidelines. Thank you once again. The next we have our Grammarian. That will be played by Toastmaster Sudha. So Toastmaster Sudha, if you may share your white screen, I will type the word to you in a one-to-one chat.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yep.
The word.
Yep. It's already been sent to you.
Oh, wow. Okay. I will try.
You have 30 seconds.
I don't know if I'm doing it right. Sorry, guys.
You have to just select on one small pencil sort of icon.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No worries. Oh, we already have one response, square.
I haven't started. Okay. Whiteboard. Okay. And which one do you use? You start with the text, or I mean, which?
No, that
Okay.
one next to the
I think
text on the
I'm
left side. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one.
I'm
that's
fine.
Yep.
I'm fine.
Grass, mountains and valleys. Cricket. Stumps. Nice stumps. Fencing. Yes, I think they've got it. Everyone's got it. Stumps.
Okay, great.
Yep.
It's cricket
Awesome.
stumps. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha. Over to you for the grammarian guidelines.
Great. Thank you so much, Vishal. Um, thank you so much for also making us go through this different part of our brain where we have to actually think about. We always concentrate on speech, and then we have to communicate through visuals. It's a step back and then come back. It's a great thought. Thank you. So today I will be playing the role of a grammarian as well. And friends, grammar is the pole you grab to get your thoughts up on their feet and walking. And in Toastmasters, we celebrate good usage of grammar. And not only celebrate, we also correct people who haven't used the right grammar. And for this today, I have two responsibilities. One is to introduce the word of the day. I have tried to do also an introduction of the phrase of the day today. And my second responsibility will be to look for incorrect and very good usage of English language. So on that point, let me share with you the word of the day is. The word of the day is conundrum. The word of the day is conundrum, which is something hard to understand or explain, something related to the game show which we are trying to have today, the mystery, the puzzle. Yeah. So the usage is that for the fashionable female, it can prove quite a conundrum, finding that perfect outfit, the one that looks as effortlessly chic as possible, but is sensible enough to wear in a hot climate. Yeah. So this is what some of the usage, and the synonyms are enigma, head scratcher, mystery, mystification, puzzle, brain teaser, and so on. So that is the word of the day. And I attempt to also encourage you to use a phrase of the day, which is back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board, like the sound of it itself explains, time to start all over again. So it looks like my plans to kill the weeds in the garden failed. Back to the drawing board. So I would encourage all the Toastmasters who take up the podium to speak, to use the word of the day conundrum, and also the phrase of the day, back to the drawing board. I will be sharing the details of this on the chat. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha. So today we have word of the day as well as the phrase of the day. So hope we have a good usage of both these things in our session. All right, so I'm just taking a quick look at the time and we are pretty much running on time. So everyone, all to Toastmasters, we will get started with the first section of our Toastmasters meeting, which is the prepared speeches. So today we have two speeches lined up. Speaker one will be Toastmaster Shama and speaker two will be Toastmaster Raghav. So for the first prepared speech, may I call upon Toastmaster Shama's evaluator, Toastmaster Engelbert, to give the speech description uh, of the speech, or the speech objectives rather. Over to you, Toastmaster Engelbert.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. So today my speaker is Toastmaster Shama, and she would be presenting her L1 E2 speech. And I'll be happy to help her with the feedback, which she will be implementing in her part 2 in her next speech. Today, she will be also, the pathway is visionary communication and the time duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Engelbert. So, Toastmaster Shama, so before you get started with a prepared speech, I also have one object for you, that if you can share your whiteboard and draw it to us, that'll be really great. So let me type in that for you in the private chat. I hope you've seen the word, Toastmaster Shama. You have 30 seconds. Sun rays, we have road. Pasta, Maggie. Come on, Toastmaster Shama, you can do this. Knife, stitching needles, cross. I think you can put two circles. Yes, scissors, you got it right. It's scissors. All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Shama. You may stop presenting your screen now.
Yeah.
All right. So for the first speech of the day, we go over to Toastmaster Shama. The title of the speech is "You Are the Product." Are you ready, Toastmaster Shama? So Toastmaster Shama, you are the product. You are the product. Toastmaster Shama.
I'm audible enough, right?
Yes.
So I am not good enough because my profile pictures like is less as compared to my friend's profile photo. At 24 years, Neeraj Chopra has won gold for the country. And what I am doing with my life, I'm such an useless one. I saw my colleagues' pre-wedding shoot in the social media. I think she'll be inviting me. If not, I'll unfollow her. One of my friend Pooja has checked in an exotic location, and what I'm doing, sitting on a couch and watching a Netflix series. He bought a new car, she bought a new house. Her husband bought a beautiful gift on her birthday, and mine, forget it. Guys, these are the things which is going in our mind while we are scrolling a social media page. Greetings, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guest speakers. The recent survey in Jan 2022 found that half of the world is in social media. And the average time spent by each one of us is 2 hours, 27 minutes. Not surprising enough, because we all love social media. and it's sort of fun and we are happy with it. You know why this makes us happy? Because when we scroll on the social media page, there is a chemical named dopamine is released in our body, which is the same chemical released while we smoke, while we drink alcohol, and while we gamble. So it's clearly visible that social media is addictive. But what makes it more addictive, and we have no clue how much time we spend while scrolling the social media page, because these companies hire attention engineers. What these engineers do, they give us the same experience like gambling in casino in Las Vegas. Isn't it scary? Not yet. Because social media is not only addictive, but it also affects our mental health. Numerous studies shows that social media causes anxiety, depression, and stress. But how it is? Such a conundrum, because it's actually helpful, it having fun, the dopamine chemical is released, it doesn't give it so much harm. It's because of the three major reasons. The first one is the highlight reel. So guys, what is highlight reel? The highlight reel is the best and the brightest moment which we capture and put it on social media. So how come my highlight reel can be a cause of a mental health effect to another person? Because if I am putting my picture perfect, my friend or my colleague or anyone who is comparing his or her behind the live screen with my picture perfect moment, and which makes him inferior, low, and depressed. The second important thing which is affecting our mental health is the social currency. So it's not cryptocurrency, it's our like, share, and comment on social media. We take almost 300 pictures to have that one perfect selfie, and we made for a perfect time to put it on social media so that I can get a maximum likes. And after that, we just scroll on every 5 minutes to check how many likes and how many comments, as if our photo is rated by the number of likes and comments. And if in any case, it's less than our expectation, then we are low from our peers, which feels us depressed and low, right? The third thing is FOMO, which is feeling of missing out. So feeling of missing out is the missing out of an important connection or an event in our life. How does a social media cause a FOMO? For example, if my friends are going out for a dinner and movie, and I am not going out, and they put a beautiful picture having fun on social media, and I see that, I feel, oh, I am missing out such a beautiful moment. And I get depressed and I think of that, and which makes me anxious. I feel these are small trigger movements, but these micro movements can have a macro problem. And what is even worse, the worst is the phantom vibration syndrome, which means like we constantly check our phone that there is some notification, someone is calling, though it is not there in actual, but it's in our mind. This makes that even worse. But really, do you feel that social media is harmful? Not exactly, because anything in excess is always harmful. Anything in limit, is it okay and fine to go with it? But how can we measure kids going in excess? And so two things. One is to be aware that when I'm going through this, how am I feeling? And this feeling, why it is happening to me like that? Just be aware about it. And second is audit a social media diet. That means how many time you spend on these things, so that to track it and make our life more productive and happier. And also the primus thing is to understand that everybody has a beautiful life and everyone is different. Everyone is their own journey. So let's not compare our life with them. And also, I am today on my social media detox journey, because one thing, it's very clear, and I understood that nothing is free in this world. And if anything is free to you, then you are the product. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shama. That was such a wonderful analysis of our today's social media. Very rightly said. Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Shama. All right. You may send private message to Toastmaster Shama for any feedback regarding her speech while we move on to our next speaker. All right. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Raghav, and I would like to call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Ajay, to give the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Chirag. My speaker, Toastmaster Raghav, he's delivering the speech on presentation mastery. He's chosen the path of presentation mastery. He's delivering the speech on L1 P2, and his speech is well organized and researched on any topic. So I give my best wishes to him. And timer, please note that his speech would be 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Chirag.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. Coming over to Toastmaster Raghav. So Toastmaster Raghav, before you start with your speech, if you may bring up the whiteboard, I also have one object for you. I have sent it to you. If you can confirm that you've seen it.
Just a second. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Okay. I have to select the pencil, right?
Yes, the one next to the eraser or the text box on the left side of the text box on top.
No, I can't find a pencil.
Towards your left, if you take your mouse pointer, yeah.
This one?
I think the one which says text box, the one just next to it on the left side.
There will be a line or a draw button. Just click on draw or line.
There you go. Okay, we already have comments live searching for meaning. So you have 30 seconds, Toastmaster Raghav.
Yeah.
Dosa, nice. I think I'm feeling hungry. Tomato. Spectacles, yes. Great job, Toastmaster Raghav. All right, so you may stop sharing your screen. So Toastmaster Raghav speech is on the power of myth. So Toastmaster Raghav, power of myth, Toastmaster Raghav. Over to you.
Thank you so much, TMoD, Mr. Vishal. So the title of my speech is The Power of Myth. I think after listening to the word of the day, I would like to rename the title to The Conundrum of Myth. Yeah. So I was probably 6 years old. One day, my sister was telling me a story. She told me that there is an area in the Atlantic Ocean called the Bermuda Triangle, that over which if an aeroplane flies, it just disappears without a trace. I was quite surprised. How is it even possible? What you're talking about? But I was just 6 years old, right? I could make sense of things. She told me, it is what it is. And you just have to accept it. And with a very stern voice, he told me. So that was my first introduction to myth, mysteries, and conspiracies. I'm sure you all have heard stories which kind of puzzled your mind when you were a child. So today, I'm going to talk about myth and its power over our lives. American poet Stanley Kunitz says, myth lies sleeping deep inside our mind, waiting for our call. We have a need for them since they represent the wisdom of our race. If you think about it, in that context, it has very high significance. Now we have all heard this story from Mahabharata. One day, Guru Dronacharya set up a target in the shape of a bird on a tree, and he asked his students to shoot at it. But before they did so, they had to answer a few questions. Except Arjuna, all other students could see the bird, the tree, the leaves, and in fact, everything that there is. But Arjuna, he could only see the eye of the bird, and he couldn't see anything else. And when he released his arrow, straight away it hit the eye. For me, it's a story of focused concentration, which we need every day to be successful in our day-to-day lives. So dear Toastmasters, do you ever wonder why these myths came into existence in the first place? Actually, it is the society's constant search for heroes that creates myth. One school of thought is human heroes can falter, they get corrupt, they eventually die someday. So, yeah. But mythical heroes are immortal. Maybe that's why we have such a strong attachment to them, which cannot be explained by cold reason. In Ramayana, when Lord Hanuman could not find the Sanjeevani herb on the mountain to save the life of Lakshman, what he did? He decided to lift the entire mountain and brought it to Lanka. Such was his devotion. Can't we learn the kind of devotion that we put in our day-to-day lives, in our day-to-day work from this, dear Toastmasters? But often we see that myth defy imaginations. Is that why these stories attract so much? Mythology tends to be hyperbolic and fantastic to drive home a point. Actually, it is the modern arrogance to assume that people in ancient times believed in the existence of virgin birth, parting seas, and talking serpents. This unrealistic content that we find inside a myth, actually, it is to draw the attention behind the idea of the communication. So the root of the word myth is called mithya. As we know that mithya means delusion. So if you think about it, is being influenced by myth is the same as living in a delusion? Actually, not necessarily, because there are many types of truth. Myth is also a truth. It is subjective, it is intuitive, it is cultural, and it is grounded in faith. Myth actually is a common understanding that binds individuals and communities together. And which is why myth makes perfect sense to one group of people, but not to everyone. But myth cannot be rationalized beyond a certain point, which brings me to my next point of discussion. Are myth and superstition are opposite sides of the same coin? Even if we don't consider ourselves superstitious, we say, bless you, when someone sneezes. It is believed that the devil can actually steal your life, your soul, when he was sneezing. Our ancestors used to believe that, but we still say it. Some airlines, such as Air France and Lufthansa, they do not have the 13th row on their aircrafts. Lufthansa even doesn't have the 17th row. Because in countries such as Italy and Brazil, it is believed that 17 is a very unlucky number. So we can see that myth is a story perhaps with a moral, but does not provide accurate factual information. Whereas superstition is influenced by supernatural influences. So both things are totally different. The question is, why myth? Why should we even care about them? What to do with my life? But we should really appreciate that modern science did not evolve in its entirety as a rebellion against myth, nor at its birth did it accidentally shackle off the beliefs of myth. With the proper introduction of this subject of mythology, it is actually pretty interesting. And we can actually find our grassroots, and we can use that to evolve our thinking. Just as fact and fiction are different, myth is also different. So next time, dear Toastmasters, when you hear a myth, just before shrugging off, if you feel like it, just pause and think, what is the gap in our society this particular myth is trying to fill? Or maybe we can start by going back to the drawing board with a myth. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Vishal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghav. Big round of applause to Toastmaster Raghav. That was a really wonderful speech. Now we may give any personal feedback to Toastmaster Raghav on a one-to-one chat. So I believe both our speakers are done. So we can quickly go to Toastmaster Joy to give us the timing report.
Sure, Toastmaster Vishal, just give me a minute here. I'm quickly sharing my screen one more time. So Toastmaster Shama kept us engaged and grabbed our eyeballs for a little over 5 minutes. So it was 5 minutes and 47 seconds. Toastmaster Raghav pretty much reminded us of Devdutt Patnaik today. That's a conundrum, and that conundrum lasted for a little over 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Both have qualified for the best prepared speech. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster. In the meantime, I'll get back to the drawing board.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joy. So that's great that both the speakers have qualified. I believe we'll have the polling towards the end after the evaluations are done, I believe so. So we will continue with our regular session. So coming back to our theme of the day, there's like a nice story that I came across some time back that I would like to share with everyone. It's about an art gallery that conducted like a competition, and they invited like hundreds of painters from all over the country to participate in that painting competition. And on the day of the competition, there were like a lot of wonderful paintings done by these painters. But since it was a competition, they had to shortlist a few paintings so that they could pick a winner. Of the few paintings that they shortlisted, they had like one painting, like I mean, all the paintings were like really beautiful, and it was quite difficult to judge. For example, one painting had beautiful like blue sky, the sun was shining, like an amazing mountain range, a nice sea, nice blue sea. Like another painting was depicting that of a clear like a night with like clear skies, the bright moon shining, a lot of stars, and there was a river which was very calm, and you could see the reflections of the moon and the stars in that river. And another painting was showing that of beautiful green trees, and how it was changing colors due to the seasons, the leaves turning orange and yellow. However, there was one painting they had actually decided, which was the winning painting, which was hidden behind the curtains. Now everyone was really curious to which that painting was, which actually won the first prize. So when they slowly opened the curtains, everyone was really surprised and a bit shocked when they saw that painting, and they all started talking to each other. And instead of them applauding, looks like they were a bit confused that how come this painting won the first prize. So there were some people, they questioned the judge, saying that, hey, can you give an explanation of why this painting was chosen to be the best painting? The judges, like one of them, he stood up and he smiled at everyone and he said, okay, let me explain this to you. So the painting had red skies. There was a lot of dark clouds. You could see thunder, rain, and all those sort of things. But the judge said, but if you notice in this painting, on this one corner, there's this tree, and on this tree, there's this mother bird that's feeding its child birds. And even though you could see there's so much of chaos going externally, but the mother bird was so focused on just feeding her child birds that just remained her area of focus. So I think that gives us a good life lesson that no matter what goes out externally, which you really have no control on, but there's something which really means so much to you. If you can just focus on that, and I think rest of the things will take care of it. So I thought I'll just share that wonderful story with you as well. All right, so I guess we will move on to the next session, which is the table topics. And with that, I would like to invite our Toastmaster Akash. However, before we do that, I have this little exercise for Toastmaster Akash. I will, if you can share your screen with the whiteboard, and let's see your drawing skills. And I'm typing the object to you now. If you can confirm, if you can see it, read it.
Yeah, I
All
got that.
right. All right,
Okay.
Toastmaster Akash, you have 30 seconds. Oh man. Mushroom. World Cup. Fan. Yes, absolutely. A drone. Wow, that would be a very interesting drone. But yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. That was wonderfully painted. And radioactive. Grass cutter. Looks like we have a pretty creative team here. Great going. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash, and over to you for the table topics.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vishal. So, good morning to good afternoon to everyone. So, we have seen the wonderful speech by Toastmaster Zago and Toastmaster. So, but in real life, we haven't opportunities or time to give this prepared speech. We have to give, we have to give impromptu speech. For example, if you have gone to your corporate life and suddenly your boss or someone has asked to give your opinion, or maybe that you are in some kind of, you are in audience and suddenly the speaker or the orator asks for this question, how you are going to deal with? Is it comfortable? No. So in Toastmaster Club, the table topic sessions gives an opportunity to speak impromptu speaking, which is very vital skills, and it can only be gained by simply practice. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Joy to give timing guidelines.
Okay, so each of the table topic speakers get 1 to 2 minutes, and I will be sharing the same timer screen. They get at 1 minute, the screen will turn green, 1.5, it will turn orange or yellow, and then red at 2 minutes. Okay, there's an additional buffer of 30 seconds. Back to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Toastmaster Joy. Now, yeah. So now I'd like to call to guest Munish to come and take the role. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So yeah. So the topic for you is that is stealing to feed a starving child wrong or right? Is stealing to feed a starving child wrong or right? Over to Toastmaster Munish.
Can you please repeat again?
Yeah. Is stealing to feed a starving child, is it wrong or right?
Good morning, everybody. Is it feeding starving child right or wrong? Starving child to feed, it's wrong. Then afterwards, it is that child, it becomes his habit that whenever he feels hungry and he thinks that it is an easy task to get food from somebody, then that habit remains for longer. When that child grows elder, that time also he thinks that it is difficult to work hard. If he works, suppose he's from a dirt poor family, if he has to work as a labor, that is a tough task.
So he will think, that child, that it's better to beg and survive. But when we see any child who's starving, that's a child, we feel pity at that time because it hurt to our bone. This child is from a dirt poor family and his family is not able to survive. They do not have 2 meals a day. That's the reason these people, they bring their kids to the traffic light signals outside the temple, and people prefer to give it to the child or to the handicapped people. But I agree with that. That time we feel, because it hurt us that look at this guy. He's such a small kid. He can't go to the school. So we should help that kid. But that's absolutely wrong. It becomes a habit to be, you will believe it or not, one of my junior, and he is fit and he is a beggar. Even I didn't know that he was my junior. He shared with me this thing that he was my junior in the school. And because now he's a lazy, it is become very easy for him. He, on the day of that Saturday, he wears black cloth and he start begging, and people give him money. There are people, those who are superstitious, and some astrologer, somebody says he gets something to eat every day, and it has become an easy instead of working hard. So it's better to keep those child at arm's length, those who ask for us for some food or something like. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Manish. Now I would like to call Hesma to come here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Sorry, I'm out actually. Yeah, so I said, let me give it a try because Table Topic contests and all are coming. Yeah, over to you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, okay, the topic for you is that, can there be happiness without sadness? Can there be happiness without sadness? Over to you, Toastmaster Hesma.
Can there be happiness without sad days?
Sadness, yeah.
Sadness, okay. Timer, you can start. Happy days are coming by. But does it come always to us? Those who just sit down, those who just lie, can you ever imagine them to get happiness? Maybe yes, maybe for a few days. But at the end of the day, one needs to work hard. Like after all, after every storm, there is a rainbow. You have to learn to be, you have to overcome that pain, that sort of sadness, so that happy days come. There are many happy days do not last for long. If you would have observed, there are always sad times which are lasting for long. So that is something which I believe that it's a part and parcel of life. There are ups and downs, just like the ECG machine, the electromagnetic machine, which keeps our lives ups and downs, right? It goes up and down. So similarly to that, if you say the graph of the happiness and sadness curve, it goes ups and down, right? So it cannot be a constant line. If it is constant, means there is no growth, there is nothing interesting in life. So I believe that after sad days, obviously happy days are coming. So have that hope, have that belief, and I'm sure that y'all will be able to experience both sides of life. After all, life is like a pizza. So we do not know what's coming. We have to just experience it and just enjoy every flavor of life. Similarly, like the happiness and sadness that life creates for all of us. Yeah, thank you so much. And over to you, Table Topic Master.
Yeah, thanks. So anyone would like to volunteer? should I call the name?
Alvin has raised his hand.
Okay. So Alvin, are you there? Yeah. So good morning.
Am I visible? First of all, because I can't make out on my, I'm doing it on my mobile. Am I visible?
Yeah. You are visible as well as audible to me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah. The topic for you is that what can money not buy? What can money not buy? Over to you, Toastmaster Alvin.
Alvin, you're on mute.
Hello, Alvin. You are in mute.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What can money not part? Okay.
What can money not buy?
What can money not buy? Okay. Money is the basic requirement of life. Yeah, everybody needs money. When you ask a poor, he wants money. You ask a rich, he wants money. Person who has money wants more money. But yeah, when you're on the deathbed and certain things out of your control, so that time most of you realize that, yeah, I have so much money, but the control of life, that is not in my hand. That is one thing. Second part is the happiness. You may have all the things in life, but if you don't have your near and dear ones with you, then that money is of no use. So that is what money can't buy. There are other sort of things where if you when you have money with you, there are people who get jealous of you, and automatically they start going away from you. So, and you reach the top and you feel that what's the use if I have all this money, but I don't have the people to appreciate me. That is what is missing. There is love, there is your real appreciation, which money can't buy. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin. Thanks a lot. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Umila to come here. Okay. So yeah. So the topic for you chat, describe freedom in your own words. The topic is that describe freedom in your own words. Over to you, Toastmaster Umila.
Thank you, Table Topic Masters. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In my word, freedom is like you can do anything which you like to do. Like if you wish to go anywhere, yes, plan it, go. If you wish to do in your career, in your personal life, do it. Don't think about it. If there is any financial thing, just manage it. Just try to negotiate, your don't try to negotiate on your dreams or your career growth or your personal growth. Just do it whatever you wish to do it. Go ahead with flow. Go ahead with things which is happening in your life. Just challenge it yourself and just go it. So in this word, I can say when you are challenging yourself, when you are doing something which you really wish to do, that I can say freedom in my words. Thank you so much. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Umila. Anyone would like to participate? This is the last one. Okay, so I would like to call Toastmaster Sudha ma'am. Okay. Yeah. Ma'am, and the topic is that When does silence convey more meaning than words? When does silence convey more meaning than words? Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As they say, speech is silver and silence is golden. It is a very famous proverb, which I think we all have heard about it when we were in school, but it's a very difficult one to profess. And I think as you grow older, it becomes more and more difficult because silence is a virtue which should be earned only with experience. It is very difficult to practice silence, especially when you're around people who probably are not doing the right things, who probably can change small things about their lives and probably achieve their success, probably doing harm to society and harm to the environment. So when you're surrounded by all these people, it's very difficult to practice silence, according to me. Silence is definitely a virtue which we need to inculcate, because in today's world, speech sometimes becomes cacophony. Speech is something which comes in from one ear and goes out from another ear. So if you really want to convey a message and make the person act on your message, please try to keep your silence after conveying the message and wait and see. Maybe your silence will convey something which is not conveyed by your speech. Maybe the fact that you don't agree with that person. Maybe you want to see a change in that person. Maybe silence can also communicate your disinterest in what is going on. So sometimes silence doesn't mean that you're not conveying anything. It probably means you convey a lot by being quiet, because sometimes speech can go wrong. Wrong choice of words can convey something else. You get into a misunderstanding with the person. So it is always important to pick up your battles and not fight for everything. Just try to practice silence as much as possible. And I'm sure we will make the change in the environment around us and in the person whom we want the change to happen. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Sudha. So now I'd like to call Timer Joy to give the timing report.
Sure, thank you, Toastmaster. So we started with Toastmaster Manish Gupta, who fed our hunger for straight 2.5 minutes and managed to go ahead and stop it right on time. Toastmaster Heshma, whose life is like a pizza, went ahead and clocked 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Just about the right time we finished eating a slice of pizza, I guess. Alvin De Silva's happiness lasted for 1 minute and 42 seconds. Hopefully his money will last longer than that. Urmila's freedom was short at 1 minute. And Sudha started by saying silence is golden, but couldn't stay silent and went on talking for 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Everybody qualifies. Back to you, Toastmaster. Table topics.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Now I would like to call Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vishal, to take charge of this meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. That was a wonderful table topic session. We had decent participation, so thank you everyone for participating. All right, so we'll move on to the next section, which is the general evaluation. However, before we move on to that one, there's like a small not in story but an incident actually that I would like to share. So yes, we had this offsite where we went out with like a few team members, and they organized like a painting sort of a painting exercise. I would say not a competition, because there were quite a few of us who did not really had taken a painting brush in our hands, and it was a really fun event that we all did. And I had almost thought that I'd completely forgotten my painting skills, but after having painted that, I was really proud of myself. And as our presiding officer also introduced me with the like a surprise that if I had to change a profession, I would just like to show that portrait which I had made. So if you guys can see it, so maybe I can consider this as, oh, hang on, let me change my background or remove my filter. Yeah. So this was the painting that I did after like so many years. And maybe if there's a change of profession, I will definitely look into that. So all right, thank you so much for that. So looks like the polls are ready. I guess we can launch the polls if they are ready. Oh, there you go on the screen. So please vote for the best speaker. All right. So now we move on to our general evaluation, and to do that, okay, we also have the polls for the best table topic speaker on the screen now. All right. So for the general evaluation, we have Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini, would you like to take a shot at our theme today? Would you like to draw an object and let us guess what that could be?
Sure, why not? I would.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So if you can share your whiteboard in the meantime, I will paste the word across to you. All right. If you can confirm, I have sent it to you. If you can see it.
Yes, I have.
All right. So you have about 30 seconds. So let's see if we are able to guess that. Hanger. Yes, looks like Engelbert already guessed it. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwini, and over to you for the general evaluation.
Sure. Thank you so much. For this drawing. Try to draw up a long time on the whiteboard. So, good afternoon, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. I'm General Evaluator for today's meeting. For the benefits of the new members and the guest, just to explain you my role is divided into three parts. The first role is to introduce the evaluators for the prepared speeches. Second would be to call upon the tag team to give the respective reports. And at the end, I shall give my general evaluations for the overall meeting. Before I call on the first evaluator, may I please call on the timer to give us a timing guidelines for the evaluation section. I would request to spotlight timer.
Both the evaluators get 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll be sharing my screen. The screen will go green at 2, orange at 2.5, and 3 at red. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
So let's commence with the evaluations of the prepared speeches. I would now like to call upon Engelbert Gonzalez. I think today it is his first evaluation. So post completing the first evaluation, we would have Toastmaster Sudha Warrior to evaluate their evaluation. So let's first invite Engelbert to evaluate speech for the first speaker, which is Shama. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My role today is actually like a conundrum itself, because first time I'm doing it. And the first thing, let me appreciate Toastmaster Shama for actually going bang on, just as a visionary communication. So she actually did the communication, especially the start. Initially I was thinking why the words are coming out, or why the conversation. Then I came to know She's enticing all our attention through her words, through the conversation format where she's asking questions, and then slowly, once all the attention and all the eyeballs are on at her the screen, then she went on to the main topic. She went on to, so that's a very beautiful transition, and I'm sure when I was watching at all the screens, everybody's attention was, glued at the screen. So this means you actually did, your main goal was to on communication, and you really did very beautifully. There are so many good points. In fact, I went on noting down, but just to pick up the top three or four ones. One is the way you connected to each one of us, because every time you gave an example, I'm sure each one of us must have said, yes, Are, ye to maybe I say, this is the way even I think of, this is the way even the thought comes when I use social media. And you also gave the reason why this questions popped up. We all know we are addicted to social media, but then you gave the example of dopamine, you gave the example of mental health, and you give various examples of a feeling of missing out, and all of these beautiful things. So these points I'm sure will also help us to get out of the addiction, and it will really benefit us, not only in listening to you and enjoying, but even the after effects will be very good. Okay. um, Talking about the areas of improvement, uh, there are only two which I could find out. One is whenever you are thinking, it was very evident, because all of a sudden you had the tendency to look up and then come back to the screen. So that was a very small observation. In fact, I'm sure by next speech you will already take care of it. And second is only the topic and the entire content was not, a little bit difference was there. Like for example, if the topic would be effects of social media on us, then it would be a very apt content, uh, because there were few things which were missed on, like how are we the products and how the companies are encashing on us. So these are the content small things which you missed out, but these are nothing in front of the way you delivered, the way the punches and your examples. So thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Engelbert. So now let's call upon another second evaluator for Raghav's speech, Toastmaster Raghav's speech. We have second evaluator, Ajay Sharma. Again, it would be his first evaluation. And the timing, like timer to know, the timings for this evaluation would be 2 to 3 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay Sharma.
I may please confirm I am visible and you can hear my voice. It's clear? Thank you. So I can say Toastmaster Gautam, his speech is quantum speech, fantastic speech. My complete eyes on you, Raghav. Your speech is very well organized, and I can see a lot of research you did. And you also connected well with the audience. Fantastic speech. I mean, well structured, step by step. You give a lot of examples. You connected your childhood memories, 6 years old, when someone says Bermuda fly and it's disappeared. First example. You second example. You also Stanley Kumut quote you have given. Fantastic. Mahabharata. You have also covered this example in your speech. Arjuna sees the eyes on the bird, but the rest of the members, they can see the bird. So this is very good example in terms of power of mythology, your speech, your topic. Your third example, you cover the society myth, lot of examples you covered. Hanuman Sanjeevani, he enlightened the entire mountain for the Lakshmana's heel. This is very nice, and we always seen this in the Mahabharata or Ramayana. So you cover very well, and you also discuss about the myth and the delusion. Fantastically, you have covered each and every point. Types of myth, myth of superstitious. I can give example in the superstitious, like a black cat, when it crossed, people say it's evil, it's going to come. So don't go away, don't go from the home. Like this is the myth some another people always say. You also covered the modern science, do not believe of this. What is types of society? It is like you cover the drawing. Everything is fantastic speech. I can see you have clarity in your voice. Your vocal variety is also very nice. Your movement of the hand gestures, fantastically you covered. Comfort level, you are very comfort on your speech. And I can only recommend it. And this is my personal opinion. If you are giving any speech, you stand and then you give speech. Because sitting here, you can always be comfortable and give a speech. But standing, it gives you more attention to the audience, and it gives you more confidence to the next speech whenever you're going to do. Thank you so much. But I like it, and you're going to improve. I mean, the suggestions is my personal suggestions in the next one. In the next speech. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. Now I would request Toastmaster Sudha Warrior to evaluate the evaluators for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwini, and good to see you here. We didn't see you at the beginning, but we'll get to hear more about you later at the end of the meeting. So thank you so much. So I will start with my evaluation of Toastmaster Engelbert on his evaluation of Toastmaster Shama. So you started off with a so. So that's something maybe you can probably avoid. We all use crutch words. We all need to get into the swing of things, of collecting ourselves and speaking the right words. This is just the beginning. We all learn from it. So that's one thing maybe you can probably try and improve. You use the word of the day. So congratulations on that. You also covered Shama's speech very beautifully. I think the way you didn't go into the contents of the speech so much, but the way it was delivered, you touched upon those points, which was very useful according to me. The grabbing of the attention, the good transition, and also examples to connect to the audience, the FOMO, and yes, finally, to try to convey the negative effects of the social media. You covered it beautifully. I think you also did a great job on covering the recommendations. Now, this is what happens in a typical evaluation contest, or forget the contest. In a normal evaluation speech, you're supposed to give a commendation, a recommendation, and a conclusion. So you have done a great job in delivering that. I think your commendations were brilliant and on the spot. I think you didn't cover too much of the speech content. This is now very good to start with, because what we do is we make notes on the speech and we tend to cover more about the speech, which is like a rewind of exactly what we heard. So you didn't touch upon that. So it was a great commendation. And you also, your recommendations were spot on. And I think finally what you did was complimented the speaker also beautifully. So because you kind of concluded with a positive feeling, which is the culture of Toastmasters, to always encourage and support every speaker to make sure that they come back and try and improve their speech attempts again. So overall, an excellent evaluation. Kudos to the first evaluation that you have done. And I think you've done it brilliantly. That shows your observations and listening skills are absolutely spot on. And you're going to get more and more better when you yourself try to incorporate that in your speeches in the future. So kudos to that, Engelbert. I'm done with the speech of Engelbert. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Again, I would now request Sudha Warrior, Toastmaster Sudha Warrior, to come on stage and also do Jai Sharma's evaluation for his first evaluation. Again, timer to note, the speech timeline is around 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you so much again, Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ajay, I think you always show a lot of enthusiasm when you come on stage. That was something we really love when you come on the stage to deliver your speeches. And it was no different today when you came to evaluate a Toastmaster Raghav's speech. You did spend a lot of time going through the contents of the speech. You almost, if you really see, you spent almost 2 minutes talking about the contents of the speech, which is fine, which is important because that becomes important for us to relate to what we heard. And then you could come on the commendations. I felt by the time you finished narrating the examples, like mythology and all the other things that you narrated, you almost reached a point of 2 minutes. So there was a very little time for you to actually get on with the commendations or the recommendations. But your whatever little bit of time that you had, I think you did a brilliant job on delivering your feedback. I think in terms of the standing part, which is a very good suggestion, because I've seen you also standing and giving your speeches. So you are walk the talk. So you do it and you expect your speaker also to do it. So that's a great point on that. It was a great speech, really speaking. So I also know that there would be very little recommendations for you to offer, which could probably change the level of the speech. And also because Raghav, I believe, is re-attempting the speech this time. So there was a great improvement in the delivery of the speech. So you probably didn't have too many recommendations, which is also perfectly all right. There was a little bit of hurry for you to complete your evaluation speech, Ajay. You wanted to kind of give it off quickly and move from the table. So which is why you could have stood there and concluded the speech, concluded your evaluation by telling Raghav that it was a good attempt, the second attempt of the speech, and it was done in an efficient manner. You worked on your improvements, and probably you could take this speech to a different level if you would have incorporated a couple of recommendations which you said. Otherwise, kudos to you again. Brilliant evaluation. Just don't try to concentrate too much on the contents of the speech. Try to look for those areas where you could have advised the speaker to improve on. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha, for this evaluation. Now, I would request timer to talk on how much time for each evaluation was being taken, and then.
Sure, General Evaluator. So Toastmaster Engelbert, his evaluation lasted 3 minutes and 1 second. Toastmaster Ajay's evaluation lasted 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Toastmaster Sudha's evaluation of Engelbert's evaluation lasted 2 minutes 42 seconds, and her evaluation of Ajay's evaluation lasted 2 minutes 44 seconds. Some conundrum that. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks, Toastmaster Joy, for this detailed time evaluation for each of the evaluators. Now, I would request if we can run polls for the best evaluator, or should we do it at the end?
We can launch the polls now. The polls are.
Yep, please do that.
Okay, thank you so much.
And I think we've concluded the polls for best table topic speakers, right? We've done that.
Yes, we have.
Yes, thank you. Now I would request our counter to take the center stage and give his detailed report on the R counters for the entire meeting, which has been conducted till now.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwini. And once again, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. Please confirm if you can see the screen that I am presenting right now.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So starting off with the presiding officer, Toastmaster Sudha. You had no crutch words, no repeat phrases. So kudos on that. One thing that I feel I heard a lot was the use of ahs and ums. So if that is what you can focus on moving ahead to completely remove the crutch words from your life. Our induction officer, Toastmaster Babu, just used 2 small ers in his entire induction ceremony. So a big round of applause for Toastmaster Babu. Apart from that, I could not find any crutch words, filler phrases, or repeat words in his speech. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vishal. You used the word like a lot amongst other crutch words. And the one pattern that I found repeating is you said like and then you said So maybe you could look for that pattern and try and consciously break that pattern from next time. That would help a lot. For my, like just an came out. So I feel I counted one consciously and I would ask all of you to evaluate me there. Toastmaster Joy, you only used us 3 times, and the pattern which I found was thank you when you take over the stage and then you say Apart from that, you are absolutely flawless. So if you could just be mindful of that from next time, you would be absolutely flawless in your entire meeting. Coming to the first speaker, Toastmaster Shama, there weren't a lot of patterns that I could see, but you used 2 crutch words like so. Once you used a filler phrase and thrice you used a filler phrase, and you use its repeats once and another time you repeated. But if you have to focus on some, I would say you started your speech with so, as highlighted even by the evaluator. So maybe you could check on that. Toastmaster Engelbert, in your evaluation, you used 5 ers and 3 crutch words. So the point of focus for you will be the use of the word Try and consciously avoid the use of that crutch sound. Toastmaster Raghav, I couldn't find any crutch words, filler phrases, or repeat words. Just one that I caught in your speech. So very well done on that part as well. Coming to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Ajay, despite it being the first evaluation, you made sure that you had the ahs and ums in check. I could only count 4 use of ahs and just 1 crutch word. So very well done on that part as well, Toastmaster Ajay. Toastmaster Akash, throughout the entire meeting, being the table topic master in SA, I could only hear 1 ah, and one time you repeated you are twice in the same sentence. Toastmaster Monish was flawless. I could not find any crutch words, filler phrases in his table topic session. Toastmaster Heshna used the phrase you know thrice. So if that is what you could focus on from next time. Toastmaster Alvin, despite being the first time he's giving a table topic speech, he used the word 4 times. Thrice he used the crutch words and he repeat the other sort once. So if you, I would recommend you focus on the crutch word Toastmaster Urmila, you just use the word like frequently. So I could listen to it twice, which I felt was unnecessary. And Sudha, once again, for both of your evaluation, and the theme was I think So that is the pattern which I would recommend. And apart from that, general evaluator Ashwini, I could not find any crutch words in your speech. Thank you so much, and back to your general evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deep, for this detailed counter report, which talks about a lot of inputs for all of us to improve on our skills in terms of enhancing skills in avoiding taking such as and ums. Moving on to the next evaluation, next segment, which is Grammarian report. I would request Toastmaster Sudha to come and state the Grammarian report in detail. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashwini. So today, the word of the day was conundrum. And the people who used the word was Toastmaster Shama, Toastmaster Raghav, Toastmaster Joy, Engelbert. I think that's about it. And kudos to that. I didn't hear anybody using the word of the day. This is a practice which is being followed by a lot of clubs. And I thought it'll be a good idea for us to introduce a phrase of the day. I think it's a good practice to improve our vocabulary, but I didn't see anybody using the phrase of the day today, but encourage you all to do it again. As far as the usage of good English and not so very good English, we had Raghav use a lot of good proverbs and very good English, where he was able to convey a lot of powerful thoughts on mythology. So kudos to that, Raghav. There were some wrong usage of English where it was why this myths. Why this myths is not correct. It should be why this myth. And my mythical heroes. Mythical heroes is not correct. It should be mythological heroes, because mythical heroes is probably you just take myth and then ekal. No, it is coming from the word mythology. So you should be using mythological heroes. There was a mention of hurt our bone. I think it should be either hurts our bone or hurts our bones. It was hurt our bone. So maybe that could probably change. I think it was used in one of the table topics, if I'm not mistaken. There was a pronunciation of the word junior as unior. It should be pronounced as junior. The other one was did the communication. Did the communication is not correct. It should be did communicate or communicated. You don't need to use the word did the communication. That is not necessary. The other one was feel comfort on your speech. So that is again not the right usage. It should be feel comfortable about your speech or feel comforted by your speech. You don't feel comfort on your speech. So it didn't sound right. Other than that, I think it was overall a very good English usage. We could probably enhance it because after all, grammar is trying to improve our vocabulary as well in our speeches. So try and use some non-lazy words, as someone said. There are we obviously go to using a word very easily, but if you can just give it a thought and see that word can be, go into the Google thesaurus or something and synonyms and try to see if you can use a synonym which can make more sense. I mean, I do that for my speeches, and I feel if you do that, you can probably improve the quality of the speech, and definitely your vocabulary also increases. On that, good luck to you on your English enhancement enrichment journey. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudha, for giving a very detailed grammarian report and importance of letting us all know using a right usage of words, vocabulary, and grammar. Thank you so much for that. Coming on to the general evaluation for the entire meeting. Just to state why general evaluation is important. So for any organization, ability to learn and translate that learning into action rapidly enhances the competitive advantage. So Toastmaster International is that organization which will help you to improve your skills, public speaking skills, with the help of evaluation, a detailed evaluation from the way you conduct the meeting, the way it has to be transitions, and it will help us to get a competitive advantage. So going forward in our organization, when we are going to conduct any event or any speeches, I think this learning would be very important, very helpful to make it very effectively and very smooth in terms of conducting a meeting. To start off with, Sergeant at Arms, so we started the meeting on time. Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting on time. He also stated the TI objective, Toastmaster International objective, mission statement in a proper way. Small things of improvement which Sergeant at Arms can look at. The pace can be slowed down, and probably also introduce presiding officer in a very creative way. Probably you can ask your presiding officer even before starting of the meeting about what she did in the last week, or what book she read and what has inspired her after reading that book. So that would create a lot of enthusiasm in the meeting, and it will get a lot of positive energy at the start of the meeting. So people will start participating in meeting, and it will help your club to get better role players. People will take initiative and they would love to take up those roles. So this is one area of I would not say improvement, but input, which can be practiced. We did that and it has helped us. Presiding officer was took cognizance of the fact that recently we had lost our legendary singer Lata Mangeshkar and requested 1 minute silence as a mark of respect. Thank you so much, Sudha, for that. For taking up this thing. Moving on to introducing the Toastmaster of the Day by presiding officer. It was introduced as per the stated Toastmaster International Guideline. And it was practiced very well while introducing the Toastmaster of the Day. It was pretty good. It in fact gave members as to how each and every role bearer has been introduced. So that is what I would like to say about introduction of each and every role bearer. The new member induction was done at Aplomb. They were explained mission statement, objective, guidelines in a very clear and a simple way. So, members would also understand what is that you need to do in subsequent meetings. It was a good practice for members to ask everyone to take an oath again, and it reminded all of us about roles and responsibility as a member of the club, which is very important for all of us. Toastmaster theme of the day, Pictionary, was introduced by way of asking all the role bearers to draw on the whiteboard, and that attempt was really good. It was a very creative way of involving all the members in the club. Timer had well understood the role and effectively did the role in an apt and in a very flawless way. In fact, the way the reference was taken from each and every speech and the timing was stated, that was very interesting learning which I had today, and I think this is something which is a good thing which we need to practice. Everyone need to practice in each and every club. Our counter role again was explained in a depth. So how people have taken R's and Ms and how where all we need to improve is something which was been highlighted, and that was been our counter was able to portray in form of an Excel sheet. A detailed report is very good in terms of us to go back and see where all we need to improve. So members can take benefit of those report and practice those gaps or those R's and Ms in the forthcoming speech, so they can avoid taking such gaps. Because normally what we do is we make a note on pen and paper and that remains in a notebook. But here, since we have an Excel sheet, I think that Excel sheet can be circulated within the members and they can take a benefit of practicing it well. Introducing, coming back to the speakers. Okay, speakers evaluation was done in an apt way. So though the speakers were very new, the evaluators who were the first time evaluators, they followed the guidelines of the evaluations in a very apt way. They spoke about the body language, they spoke about the placing of the camera, they also spoke about the content. So a quick high level view on the speech at the first instance was really good. Again, Sudha, being a veteran Toastmaster, she's done an evaluation of the evaluators in an effective way. I think this feedback will always help them to improve their evaluation skills going forward. Very important, if an effective way of evaluation is using an Oreo technique. So basically, when we speak about Oreo technique, it has to come with a layer of good usages of things what they've done. Then with a layer of feedback which they can use to implement in the coming speeches or in the coming evaluation. So that Oreo technique was been implemented in each and every stage is what I see in the speech evaluations. Coming back to the Grammarian, I think Grammarian has done an excellent job in explaining the word of the day and the phrase of the day. But we need to improve our journey in Toastmasters in every step we take. So coming back to drawing board, we need to also understand the conundrum of this usage of words, this usage of new words. We should avoid taking lazy words, and that's how we improve our public speaking journey. With this, I end my evaluation. All in all, the entire meeting was conducted in a very professional way. It was the transitions were very efficient. There was no glitches. There was no clarity. I couldn't see that people didn't had a clarity of role. People were being briefed in terms of their role, and they did excellent job. So kudos to the entire Mumbai speakers team and the XCOM group. And now with this, I hand over my this meeting to Toastmaster of the day, Vishal. Over to you, Vishal.
Thank you so much, our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwini, for such a detailed evaluation. Big round of applause to Toastmaster Ashwini. Cool.
Thank you so much.
So I guess we are coming towards the end of our meeting. However, I would like to thank all the fellow Toastmasters and guests for making today's unique theme of Pictionary such a success. Kudos to everyone for such a wonderful participation, and hope everyone had a really good time. As they say, a picture says 1,000 words. So on this parting note, I would like to encourage you all to pick up that pencil, that crayon, or that paintbrush and bring out that artist in you. With this, I would like to pass it on to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sudha, for her final remarks and closure.
I think Toastmaster Sudha is facing network challenges, so we'll push it to Toastmaster Babu Narayan for the closing remarks.
Okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Babu.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Wow, what a wonderful session it has been. Definitely very creative, I must say, Toastmaster Vishal, and you brought a different dimension to the theme or the way a Toastmasters session can be conducted. Let's put our hands together for a wonderful session and for the anchor for the morning. A very special round of applause is also due to another role player, and that is our General Evaluator Ashwini, who has taken time out from her busy schedule. She's got another session this evening, and I must say that it's very kind of her to have come and done this role. And if I'm not mistaken, she is also doing it for the first time.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Fantastic. And how well done. Wonderfully done. So we've had a lot of first timers today. I think even the speech evaluators, we've had Engelbert probably doing it for the first time, and also Ajay, right? Both of you. Yeah. Well done. Well done. So there's been a lot of firsts today, and I think, like they say, you need to start somewhere. So this is probably the best time for all of you to have taken this up. Suffice it to say that this is probably the best platform for all of you. You know, we all have come from different professional backgrounds, and we have tons of learning behind us. But perhaps this is one platform which allows you not just to learn, maybe even unlearn a few things which may not be appropriate, and then to relearn. So this is one great forum for that. And in particular, this is for all those new members who have joined today, that feel free to express yourself uninhibited and just go out there and give it your best shot. And I'm sure that you will see the results for yourself in a few months. And I urge all the mentors who have been appointed for these members to step forward and really hold their hands for the time that they want us to do. A few announcements, but before that, let me go on to the guests. I think it's my bounden duty to request the guests to come forward and tell us how they felt the session has been. May I request guest Pragati? She's still there. Pragati, are you there? Okay, let's move on to Rishabh. I think they've all been the Toastmaster Heshma. Are you there? Let's
Yes,
hear
yes.
from you.
Yes, I am here. Actually, my phone was on charge. It's on 2%
Okay.
actually.
No
Yeah,
problem.
so actually
Anyway,
I got to know,
you look
I
charged
got,
yourself.
yeah, actually, I think I have seen you somewhere, maybe at Eloquence or somewhere. I'm not sure
Perhaps.
because your face is very familiar.
Good,
So
good.
actually, I got to know of this meeting from Toastmaster Urmila. She
Oh,
actually, we
great.
work like we are HRs. So
Oh,
I
lovely.
got to know from Toastmaster Urmila. So I said, why not give it a try? So I've come all the way from Division D of District 98. So
Okay. That's so
yeah,
nice of you to have
I
come.
said, let me experience a Mumbai club at least. It's always good to explore, right?
That's right. Yes.
So currently I'm the VP Education. So I just thought I'll just come and see this thing of both my
How did
clubs.
you like
Yeah.
the session? What were your
Yeah, it was great. Yeah,
takeaways?
I was just a mute spectator actually, but I like that game where the drawings and all we had to guess and all. That was very nice also.
Good.
So that was interesting. Before the speech was announced, those picture drawings and all
Great.
to guess. So that made it very interactive. And yeah, so I'm
Yeah, I
basically a
did.
dual member at Bibewadi Toastmasters Club and Backpackers Toastmasters Club.
Oh, you're
So
from
it would
Pune?
be yes, from
Okay,
Pune.
great. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and look forward to seeing you more often in future as well.
Yes, thank you so much.
Toastmaster Munish, would you like to say something? You have now become a familiar face and we like that. Toastmaster Munish? No. Are the other guests back, Rishabh and Pragati? Or shall we proceed? Okay. I think in the interest of time, there are a few announcements, but I think I will request our VP Education to do the honors. This relates to the contests, maybe some announcements there if you have anything, and if you want to say something on the MOT.
Okay, thank you so much, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Babu. So very quickly, the two announcements are, we are having a survey, which is the Moments of Truth survey. It is a periodic survey that our club does just to see where we stand. And in case if there is something that we need to focus on that is overlooked, so maybe we can focus on that. So I will just paste this on the chat. I will also paste this on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Please take 5 minutes of your time and give your honest feedback to the different areas that we have strived and focused in the last few months. So in case if we might have some blind spots, we can work and fix those issues. That is one. And the second announcement being, we will have our own club contest, that is the International Speech and the Table Topic Contest this very month. We are open for nominations. So in case if you want to nominate for the International Speech and Table Topic Contest, please feel free to drop a ping to me. And apart from that, for the International Speech Contest, there is just a small criteria. A member has to complete level 2 of any pathway. So in case if you might not have done that, just check if you can do it before the end of this month and feel free to contact me for the same. Those were the two announcements. Thank you so much, and back to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deep, for all that information leading to the contest. Do we have the awards to be given away now, or how is it going to be?
Yes. So I'll just quickly conduct two polls, and we can have the award ceremony. So launching the polls for the best auxiliary role player. Please vote for the best auxiliary role player in the meeting today. Thank you so much. And finally, launching the polls for the best of big three. Please vote. Just 1 second. I think there is some technical glitch. So I'll have the best of big three polls launched. Please confirm if you can see that. Yeah, I feel there is something not right. Just give me 1 second. Okay, fine. We'll conduct the best of big three polls in a minute. I think there is some technical glitch. The certificates will be ready in a minute.
So are you going to display it now or just let me know the names?
Okay, so displaying the certificates right now.
Okay. Okay, here goes. No, what Deep, you could give me the.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so the best speaker for today is Toastmaster Raghav.
Congrats, Toastmaster Raghav.
Can you hear the drum rolls or are the drum rolls not audible?
He's already given the drum rolls and gone home. I think we heard it.
Okay, let me try once again. Okay, so the next for the best table topic speaker, we have our visiting VP Ed. If you could announce that.
Wow.
Officer.
Is that Toastmaster Heshma? Oh. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Great show, great show.
It was unexpected. Thanks to Toastmaster Urmila.
Great, good show.
So for the
What
best,
about the other? The other two
yeah,
you will send later, right?
So for the best evaluator, we had Toastmaster Engelbert.
Great. Congrats, Toastmaster Engelbert. Keep it up. Great. The drum rolls are back for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And regarding the best auxiliary role play, we have
Toastmaster Joy. You timed us very well, I must say.
And finally, the best of big three, we can give it to Toastmaster of the day for today. So,
oh, congrats, congrats, Toastmaster Vishal. Well done. Keep the creativity and the adrenaline pumping all the time. Great show.
Thanks to Deep as well for his
Yeah.
theme
Yes,
idea.
yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Great. Thanks, Deep. Thank you for all of that work. As usual, you're doing your multi-hatting very well. Very well done. Yeah. So I think with that we're almost beyond time. I will only say that with the contest around the corner, please start writing out your speeches. Maybe an old speech which can be tweaked, and try and do the rehearsals as much as you can. We really want to see Mumbai speakers, members up there and rocking. So let's give it our best shot, and let's hope that we come out trumps in this contest. So all the best, and I think it was really a wonderful couple of hours and maybe 15 minutes, very well spent. Congrats once again to all the role players, all the support players for having done a great job. And with that, I would like to end this session without the gavel, of course. But yeah, this session comes to an end at this point. So all the best. The window is still open in case any one of you would like to have a chit chat, and whether Deep would like to take on the guests who are interested to.
So both the
I think
guests
they've
are
all-
in the breakout room. Heshma, if you want to join the club, feel free. I'll also add
Yeah,
you there.
you can take her inputs as well. Yeah. So thanks so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, Ashwini, see you later in the evening.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so
Bye-bye.
superb job, Vishal.
Yeah, Vishal has done a
And-
fantastic job today.
And thanks
I
to
could
Deep
see
for his mastermind idea.
I could see the comfort and the passion when he pulled out that painting of his. So yeah, we know where you're going now.
Let's see.
Yeah, but like you said, nothing like a painting. When you draw,
It's a different feeling.
it's a release of
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of hormones, stress, whatever you call it. Nothing better than doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not? So next time we'll probably get an invitation from you for the Jahangir Art Gallery.
Yeah. Keep your fingers crossed.
Why not? Why not? Great.
Yeah.
But do keep chasing it. Normally because of time constraint, we just tend to give up things.
Yeah.
But I think you should.
True.
Good show.
Yeah.
Great, Urmila. Nice to see you session on session. So do take part in the contest as well.
Yeah,
All
sure.
winners.
Yeah,
All
thank you,
winners,
sir.
everyone. Yeah. Good then. Let's break for
Right.
lunch.
Sure.
Thanks,
Thank
Deep.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Urmila,
Deep.
if you
Thanks,
want
Babu
to,
sir.
we
Thank
can
you.
connect. Just let me know when can we connect so we can
Yeah.
take that certificate thing.
Yeah, I think the guests are waiting for you, Deep.
I
Carry
think
on that.
Raghav is in with the guests, the new
Oh,
BPM.
okay.
He has
Great.
taken the baton forward.
Oh,
So
great.
I'm
That's
thinking he
nice.
also onboarded 3 new members.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
I
nice,
think
yeah.
he'll do the needful.
Yeah.
I can be a
Akash,
happy VP now.
yeah. Akash, I'll connect with you maybe in a while. Yeah, is it all right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you a call. Okay then. Well done
Okay.
yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Urmila. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Vishal.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Deep.
Munish. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Are we
Bye.
connecting now?
If you want, I can stay back. I don't mind.
Yeah,
Urmila.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. We can stay back. Yes. So what you can do is you have OneNote software.
OneNote software, I need to check.
Okay. No, what the PowerPoint presentation is already made by Ritik, right? On OneDrive,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So what you can do is you have a WhatsApp tab open.
Yes, I have.
Okay. What you can do is you share your entire screen. I'll guide you how to do it.
Okay.
Because I feel when you download the certificate, right, the audio might not be downloaded, and then that is why it is saying media not available.
Okay, but when I tried that day with Ritik, no, so it worked.
Yeah, I understand. See, tech is sometimes a little tricky. So you can present your screen, share your entire screen. I'll guide you. Don't worry.
Just a second.
Even when I was presenting today, I think Zoom went off, and I was out for a second, and then I joined back in.
Yeah, so in remote session, technical glitches will happen.
I hope we go in person soon.
Yeah.
Munish, you want to say something? Okay. Yes, Urmila, you can click on share screen and we'll take it out. And thank God today the session ended on time before 2.5 hours were over.
Yeah.
I think even the guests can it work after an hour. Because till 1:30, I feel it is extended, it's okay. Post 1:30, it becomes a big challenge.
Yeah. Just a second.
You have the rights, right? Yes, you have the rights. You can present your screen and then you can do whatever. So that will be easier.
Okay.
Just click screen and then click share. Don't just share one single tab. Just click screen and click share. Share screen and then, yeah.
Can you see?
Yes, I see the Excel sheet right now. Okay.
where I need to go now?
Okay, so you have the WhatsApp tab open on your browser.
Yes.
Go there. Your screen is stuck on the Excel sheet for me, so I feel. Okay, what you can do is you can stop presenting. Open the in WhatsApp. Open the Excel sheet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just show it to you, and then you can replicate, and then we'll see. Okay, that will be easier. So this, you will be able to see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay, so go to the PR Rockstars group. Okay.
Okay.
So there on the description, I think.
I am not in this group.
Okay, no worries. So what you can do is, I'll just share this with you.
Okay.
I think this should have been shared by Ritik, but maybe he might have forgotten this in the, because he's also out today.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the PPT, this drive link. I think he might have downloaded the PPT and then send it to you, which might have caused the errors. So just see if this link works for you.
Yeah, sure.
Open this link. Does it open?
Yes, I'm trying. Yeah, it's open now.
Okay, so you can present that particular window.
Okay, just a second.
Stop presenting.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay, so what you can do is go to the first. Now play this. Play it from here. Don't download it.
Okay. Yeah.
So what is happening is, this is saved to the server along with the sound. When Ritik might have downloaded the PPT, the audio will be there in his computer. But when he has shared the PPT with you, the audio doesn't go automatically with the PPT.
Yeah.
So it's best to present using this website. So just keep this link in handy.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And you can even edit this. You have the editing access, right? Just try and change Raghav's name to someone else. Yeah, I think you have the editing access.
Yes, yes.
Hi,
Yeah,
Rishabh.
it works.
I think
I'm
Rishabh
stopping sharing this.
Yeah,
link
sure,
now.
sure. No
Yeah,
worries.
I'm just saving.
I also